Welcome to Thematics at Goldman Sachs. I'm Tom Lydon with ETF Trends, and in this series, we'll dive into actively managed thematic funds and how they fit into your client portfolios. On this episode, we'll be speaking with Alexis Deladerrière, who's a portfolio manager for a new, exciting ETF, the Goldman Sachs Future Planet ETF, ticker symbol GSFP. Alexis, welcome. It's great having you.
Hey, Tom. Nice to be on.
Alexis, I know you focus on 5 specific themes in this exciting ETF. Can you walk us through those?
Yeah, of course. So GSFP is an ETF that intends to invest in climate tech in a broad sense. And these are innovative companies that develop new technologies that will help the world transition to a more sustainable place. And so these are really enablers of the climate transition. We believe it's critical to take a holistic view of decarbonization technologies. So we invest across 5 themes: clean energy, resource efficiency, sustainable consumption, circular economy, and water sustainability. And we at Goldman Sachs believe that we're on the cusp of a sustainability revolution that will impact really all sectors of the economy, from power generation to transportation, construction, food production, packaging. And so these companies that develop these new technologies may be very attractive investments. The way we do it is via this actively managed ETF, meaning that we make decisions that are driven by our fundamental views on these technologies and companies. And it can invest across the market cap spectrum, from really large cap to small caps, which is important given that many of these new technologies are still in their early days, so the companies that develop them may still be small. And it can really invest around the world, including in emerging markets. And this is also an important feature because we know that many of these technologies are being developed outside of the US. Let's take, for example, the solar value chain, which is essentially located in China. China is also the biggest market in the world for electric vehicles. 1 in 2 EVs sold today are actually sold in China. So taking a global view across the market cap and a fundamental view actively managed.
So that's great. Actively managed, and you might have some well-established companies that would be a part of this, but also new and innovative companies, not just in the U.S., but also in developed markets and emerging markets as well. Alexis, take a minute if you would. I know you're really excited about this. Share with us a couple companies that are really top of mind for you.
Yeah, of course. And looking at the clean energy theme, which is probably a theme that people know relatively well there, but we actually look at clean energy in a very broad sense. So certainly from the solar or wind value chains, but we also look at companies that develop what we call renewable liquid fuels. So these are fuels that can be used in any sort of vehicle. It can be a car, a truck, a bus, or even an airplane, and generate sort of up to 90% lower carbon emissions than existing fuels. And so we're invested in the world leader in these types of fuels. And this can be really transformational for an industry like the aviation industry, which needs to decarbonize. But we know we are not going to have electric planes or hydrogen-powered planes for the next 15 to 20 years. And so changing the fuel that you put in these planes is the only way to make them more sustainable. So that's a good example of a company that we like. Another theme that we believe is really important is sustainable consumption. We know consumers are becoming much more aware of their own environmental footprint, and they are making changes. And where are we seeing that? We're seeing it in, for example, in plant-based proteins. And we've seen the success that the plant-based burgers and other sort of fake meats have had over the past few years, really driven by innovation and new product that taste better and better, but also consumer appetite for these types of products. And so these plant-based proteins and their entire supply chain, again, is we believe, a very attractive space. Another company in this theme that we really like is actually a Swedish company that focuses on recycling jeans to really in a similar way to what we do with paper today. But they recycle jeans in order to produce new jeans, and so really to make the fashion industry more sustainable. So these are examples of companies that we invest in, that we like, and which we believe are differentiated and offer solutions to sources of carbon emissions that up to now didn't really exist.
Yeah, Alexi, that's great, and I can sense your enthusiasm, and I know this space is moving quickly. Innovation's happening at a very, very rapid rate, and it's something that advisors and their clients are definitely interested in. I look forward to hearing more about it down the road. Alexi, thanks for being part of this today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom. Great to be with you.